Welcome to Career Moving Opportunities for College Students, where the journey from campus to career begins. Hosted by Donnie Glover of Be More News, each episode explores how you can develop essential skills in creativity, leadership, critical thinking, and a growth mindset, all designed to enhance your college experience and prepare you for success in the workforce. Get ready to grow, lead, and create your future.
Hello, sir. How are you, Mr. Lee Vaughan? How are you? What's your title?
Man, you act like you don't know my name. Morning, everybody. How you all doing? I am the host of Real Radio, that stands for Radio Established to Address Life, and the national director of the Joe Mann's Black Wall Street Awards. At least I was last week, unless you changed my title, Donnie.
You're funny. Okay. Mr. Vaughan, and for the record, you are former military.
Yes, U.S. Air Force, proud veteran of the United States Air Force. I did six and a half years. I traveled to Europe. I was in the UK for almost 2 years to the day, actually. Then I came back to America for 3 and did 15 months in South Korea at Kunsan Air Force Base.
Wanted to speak with you. What advice might you have when it comes to the concept of critical thinking?
Research. Block out the noise, number one. Really go and take a moment to do your own independent researching. That way you can formulate your own opinion. Be open to any and all forms of information that you may get, but again, be able to siphon through those things to get to the answer that makes the most sense to you. So yes, it is very important to be a critical thinker, especially in this day and time, for you are bombarded with information via your phone, in all forms of social media, be it on your phone or not on your phone, the 24-hour news cycle, and again, the repeating of a multitude of falsehoods that could lead you astray.
So you cover various topics in your radio program?
Absolutely. So we have a political tilt, but we cover current events as they affect the Black community. The beauty of Real Radio is there are 4 of us. I am wherever I am at the moment. Then we have the constant with Sister Rashi. She's in Kansas City, Missouri. We have the constants with Brother Thomas Berry, who's in Minnesota. And then we have the constant of Rodney Smith, who's in Las Vegas. So you pretty much have all four corners of the country covered in one talk show. So you get that information back to you through those various filters. Obviously we get impacted by our local news, but then we look at things on a national level and a worldview as well. We bring those biases together and give you a discussion about whatever's going on, from tariffs to relationships. We talked about the brother and paying off his child support in detail a couple weeks ago. And we talked about the potential of the iPhone being over $3,000 if it is in fact made here in America versus Nike sneakers, which are costing roughly $10 to manufacture abroad, but they're retailing here in the States for upwards of 80, 100, 200, sometimes 300,000. 300. Listen to me, $300, not 300,000. Goodness gracious, no one's buying a pair of sneakers that's $300,000. Hopefully not, but yeah. So again, you get all of those perspectives rolled up into one show, and that's what we do week in and week out on Saturday mornings. Been doing it now for 13 years, and looking forward to continuing down the journey.
So, as you're the leader of this radio show, right?
That's what they say. Yes, sir. Yep, it's my
so. Can you relate critical thinking to your 3 teammates? How did you come to bring them into the fold? I imagine you wouldn't just bring anybody to this conversation, to this national dialogue.
Not at all. So Rodney and I, both are veterans. We served together in Korea. He is the unk of the crew. He is the elder of us. Very red young man, very astute. Sister Rashi comes from a scientific background, and I wanted to bring someone in with that type of voice who was very analytical and critical of most things, who was very much information and factual based in her decision making. And Brother Barry is very much a community activist and player. He's looking at starting the app 12 Watch that is focused on alerting folks to police officers in their community who have records of behaving badly towards the citizens in their community. So I wanted folks on the team who would bring you a perspective that just wasn't cookie cutter. We don't always agree. We shouldn't always agree. First off, that makes for a bad conversation, and secondly, it makes for horrible radio. Everyone should not agree. There should be some disagreement here, there, and here. What we try to do is never make ourselves the news. You know, you never want to make yourself the subject of a conversation, but we try to get the same bits of information, again, filter it through our individual filters, and then bring it up in discussion and hash it out so that you can have another perspective or four more perspectives on the same bit of information that hopefully you're tuned into as well. And then you make your decision.
When it comes to critical thinking, these various parts of the country, you said that way you can get a national perspective. Why did you want a national perspective?
Too often, I believe we feel that anything and everything that we're going through is simply rooted or put against us. And I wanted folks to understand, as a global traveler at this point in my life, that it's all the same no matter where you are. Your issues are my issues. They may be wrapped a slight bit differently, but there's the same daggone issue. And we need to have a group discussion about the issues so that we can build a coalition as a group to defeat these issues. That's why I wanted to have folks in various parts of the country and the different demographics as well. Again, Rodney's in his 60s, I'm in my 50s. I think Rashi just turned 50 or she's 49, and then Thomas is in his 40s as well. So I wanted those parts to play as well. Rodney is also more religious than the rest of us. So there are a number of nuances that play into all of us. We're all parents. There's a mixture of us having sons and daughters. There's a financial mixture as well. Thomas used to be in the school system. Rashi still is in the school system. Rodney's retired. I'm still trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. So there's a lot of things that go into that pot in order to give ourselves and whomever tunes in an opportunity to pick up what we're putting down, and hopefully they can do something with it. Actionable items, actionable information is something that Sister Rashi harps on day in and day out. We try to give the listeners, now the viewers, because we've gone to this format, something that they can pick up and actually utilize in very short time.
Any lessons that you can share with the students who are watching this video at the Entrepreneurial Development and Assistance Center at Morgan State University? Any advice when it comes to critical thinking?
Yes. First, again, take some time to figure out what it is that you want to do, and then stick to your guns. Do your research, understand what you want not only to accomplish, but start to understand how you want to get there. And then once you do it, stick to it. Really constantly push to get yourself better and in place to not only accomplish your mission, but then start laying the track for other people to do the same thing. I think life works best when you do what you do in the hopes of helping others along.
So, as you were talking, what came to mind is how to analyze ourselves. How do I think critically about my own set of skills? What works, what doesn't work? Any advice on how we come up with these critical thoughts and
I,
play to our strengths versus playing to something we're not good at?
if you ever get stuck, it's always good to have people around you that you can go to. A mentor is a wonderful thing to have. I have the advantage of having you as a mentor. I have the advantage of having others as mentors, because people see things that you don't see of yourself oftentimes. And there's nothing wrong with reaching out and asking folks, what do you think looks good for me or I look good in, and then whatever support they may be able to lean on them a bit until you get on your feet and understand where you want to go. As
I have
far
a.
as
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, go, no, please go ahead.
No. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Now as far as the internal questioning, take some time to get to yourself by yourself. And there's nothing wrong with pen and paper, or if you want to type it up, sit down, ask yourself some real questions. How much time do I have to do this task? Am I really about this life? Because entrepreneurship, stepping out here on the limb, is a tough road. It's a lot of hours. It's very little thank yous that you're going to get. And if you need that type of stuff, you need to figure out how you're going to build that in for yourself, because initially you may not get anyone like a Joe Mann's Black Wall Street Award, or Donnie Glover, or Levon, or whomever else to come along and say, hey, thank you for your efforts. Thank you for uplifting the community, so on and so forth. So you got to understand you. What makes you tick? What makes you move? Are you really willing to put in those late hours? Are you really willing to get up early as heck in the morning to push through, even when you don't feel like it, even when you're sick? And then you got to build some grace for yourself, because everything isn't going to work the first go around, and that's okay. Everything may not work the second go, and that's okay. All of these things are life and learning lessons. You're not losing, you're learning. Please understand that. Take that into account. You are not losing, you are learning. And learn from whatever pitfalls you may have had and build from there. And I'm sorry, sir.
So no, it's fine. Like-minded people. That's something you have alluded to. Uh, is that important to you? Having like-minded, surrounding yourself with like-minded people?
Yes, it is very important, because that is, in effect, your support system in the beginning. But you also have to surround yourself with like-minded people that are going to be honest with you as they are honest with themselves. Because again, if you're not seeing where you are keeping yourself back, someone needs to be able to tell you that, and you need to be open to listening to their feedback.
Mhm. You are the national director of the Joe Mann's Black Wall Street Awards. Your most famous honoree that you brought to the table is D.L. Hughley. Why was it important to you to recognize D.L. Hughley? I think that was in Las Vegas.
No, actually, it was in Baltimore, but I'll tell you why. For me, DL represents everything that the Joe Mann's Black Wall Street Awards is about. If you think about where he generates his income, it's all about Black people. From being a comedian on stage, the vast majority in the crowd are Black people. Going on radio, he's on Black radio. The vast majority of the people that listen to him day in and day out are Black people. That was what it is and all about when we do the Joe Mann's Black Wall Street Awards. We are there to celebrate Black entrepreneurs and those who support them, regardless of race.
Do you think DL is a critical thinker?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that he does not get as much credit as he deserves as a critical thinker. I think he is very wise in the majority of his endorsements and his moves and what he says. You know, yeah, yeah, and what he says. Yes, yes, yes. There was a story there, and I cut it short. Yeah, we're not doing that. But there was a conversation had recently, I told him a couple of things. He was like, "Come on," like, "Yeah, I saw it. I knew it. I knew what you were doing." So yeah,
What I really appreciate about DL is his ability to take complicated political matters and make them relevant to the people,
yes,
and his ability to pull out nuggets that a lot of times we miss.
yes,
Who
yes.
else?
Yes. Again, he, uh, yeah. Again, I mean, I don't think the brother gets as much credit for the work that he puts in and the thoughtfulness to his moves. He's very he's very chess mastery ish, very much so. Um, very little movement is wasted. Very little commentary is wasted commentary. Almost everything he does has a specific reason, and it will flush itself out. And then you sit back and be like, oh wow, dang, that's what you, yeah, that's what I was doing. And that, that's what critical thinking is. It's not about the now. It's about the later. And sometimes you have to plow the field, till the soil, plant the seed, and come back and water it for a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months before you see anything start to sprout. And just because it starts to sprout doesn't mean it's ready to harvest. It's just sprouting now. You still have to come back, water it, make sure the soil is taken care of if need be, clear out any brush that are in the way of its growth. And as it matures, then it becomes something that anyone and everyone starts to understand. But oftentimes, when you start down this road, people aren't seeing that. And if you're one that is burnt off or turned off, I should say, by the lack of instant gratification, this may not be the road that you want to take. And that's when you really have to sit. That's why I said you really have to sit with yourself, grab pen and paper. And if you want to type it up, that's fine. But you have to ask yourself those honest questions and be honest with yourself. How much are you willing to put in before you get anything out? I'm at an event right now. No one knows me. I just moved to Atlanta. No one really knows me here. I'm just going around trying to get my name in people's mouths, lay down the foundation. So when they see me again and it's something bigger and better, it's not like, oh, who the heck is this guy? It's like, oh, that's that cat that was at blah, 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 boom. And that's what it's about.
Who else is a critical thinker you admire?
Ricky. Ricky Smith. I
Ricky Smith is the new CEO
of the Atlanta airport.
okay.
Yep, Hartsfield Jackson Airport.
Baltimore
Yes,
CEO.
sir. Yep,
BWI.
absolutely. I slid him a couple of notes like, oh, Ricky, I know what you're doing. I see what you're doing. And later on, boom, it comes out like, yeah, I saw that move. I saw that move. But again, it's about thinking ahead, laying the tracks now so that the bigger thing can come later. It's about surrounding yourself with good people whom are going to hold you accountable to your word. It's about celebrating the team when the victory happens because none of us get here by ourselves. None of us. There's always somebody there assisting us to get to where we're getting to. If it's nothing more than making a phone call, if it's nothing more than donating your time, somebody helped all of us get to where we are. Somebody put up with us as we go on our rants and our raves about how unfair life is in this moment. Somebody stood by us to give us that extra word, to give us that in word with someone that they knew is like, hey man, give this cat an opportunity, give this sister an opportunity. Somebody did those things. And there's nothing wrong with recognizing those people whom have always had your back.
Critical thinking. Yeah, I hear also in that mindset of a critical thinker that you understand the need to give back, the need to help somebody.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yes, sir.
That if you
Because,
want a blessing, be a blessing. If you want a
yep,
friend, be a friend.
this is a marathon, not a sprint. We are only here, all of us are only here for X amount of time, and that X amount of time is not infinite. It is up to us to pass the baton to the next person, next persons, to continue the journey. Your fight should not end with you. You should forever be remembered as the person who started the fight, but the fight should continue. If you're here or not, it should continue. If not, what was the sense in it?
Last question. Anybody else that you look up to in the realm of business, in the realm of being a professional? You mentioned Ricky Smith, the new CEO of the Atlanta airport, and he was formerly CEO of the Baltimore airport. Now he runs the busiest airport in the world. We alluded to D.L. Hughley. Both are at the top of their game. Give me one more person who you look up to.
Outside of you, because I do. You can be rough at times, brother, but you're very good at what you do. In this journey, I'll make it specifically about. No, brother, you earned that. You definitely earned that. In this journey, I will say my OG, who is former Maryland State Senator Larry Young. He is my OG. He gave me the opportunity to be part of this media life. He gave me the opportunity to learn more than I think anyone else would have given me the opportunity to, because of the situation we were in. When you're on AM radio, you broke. So you do a whole lot of stuff yourself. Had I gone to FM and been with Big Fat Morning Show or Conan, who all of them are family to me, I don't think I would have had the opportunity to learn as much as I know now, even with my grit, even with my desire, because it was very much more compartmentalized and regimented. Being an AM gave me the opportunity to interact with anybody and everybody. Jeff Majors every day in the building, even the Queen herself. So yeah, it was yeah,
Kathy Hughes.
yeah, Kathy Hughes. Yes, absolutely. I'm sorry. I did assume that everyone knew who I was talking about. My apologies. Yes, Miss Hughes herself. It gave me the opportunity to really interact with anybody and everybody, because we didn't have that type of staff. There were not that many departments. It was figure it out. Here's your budget, and it's very small. so y'all got to figure that part out. So yes, absolutely.
Good deal. Mr. Vaughan, thank you for taking time out to speak with us this morning on the concept of critical thinking.
Not a problem, fam. You all take care. Peace.
Thanks for listening to Career Moving Opportunities for College Students with your host, Donnie Glover. We hope today's episode helped spark new ideas and practical strategies for building your skill set and shaping your future. Be sure to join us next time as we continue the journey from college to career, one opportunity at a time.